The Eagles play a football game in a little over 24 hours. This game's against the Green Bay Packers. We all know that. Lambeau Field, Thursday night football. Some good news. Some of the same news that we already knew. Deshaun still not playing. Timmy Jernigan obviously out 4 to 6 weeks. Alshon is expected to play tomorrow, which is a good sign. Same thing with Dallas Goedert, both activated, both practiced today. That's all good. The Eagles are in a tough spot right now. 1-2 right now. Going into Lambeau Field is always a challenge, no matter where you play, or no matter who you are. It's always going to be a challenge going into Lambeau Field, especially with Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback. It's going to be a tough game tomorrow, honestly. I'm definitely ready. I'm ready for this game. I'm hype. We need to come full force tomorrow. Very little mistakes, no fumbles, no interceptions. Make the right reads. We got to come out and attack quick, early and often. That's what we have to do tomorrow to beat the Green Bay Packers. 3-0 they are this season. Playing teams, but we have been playing very little competition all season long. We played the Redskins week 1 and won. We played the Falcons week 2, Sunday Night Football in Atlanta. The Falcons are 0-1, and we lose on a game that we should have won. And then just on Sunday, losing to the Lions at the in Philadelphia. I mean, you can't. 2 bad losses on the season so far. 2 bad losses. Terrible losses. My expectations for tomorrow's game is it's up in the air, honestly. For me, it's up in the air. In a good way. I mean, this game could go 1 or 2 ways for the Eagles. Definitely. We could either stay in this game, have a close, good Thursday night football game, or the Packers take complete advantage and just tear us apart. Tear the secondary apart. No Darby tomorrow. Have very little room to work with down at the cornerback position. I've said it. It's going to be a tough game tomorrow. Definitely tough. We came in this week as 4.5 underdogs. And do I expect us to be underdogs for this game? Of course I do. Going into Lambeau, coming off 2 bad losses, and playing a team with Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback, also 3-0 on the season. Of course I expect us to be underdogs. I mean, who wouldn't at this point? I think that's what the Eagles might need, though. I think we need to have some underdog mentality going into this game tomorrow. Get a little pep in the step going, because we're going to need it, honestly. Being 1-3 on the season and 2-2 on the season are 2 completely different things. And I know it's only week 4 and there's still a lot of weeks left. There's still a lot of football to be played. But being 1-3 is to end September is terrible. That's horrible, especially for when this team was supposed to be amazing. We were supposed to take the NFC East by storm, go in to where AT&T Stadium, MetLife, beat those teams, and we've lost to the Falcons and the Lions so far. 2 teams that we should have beaten, definitely beaten. Alshon coming back is huge for the Eagles. It spreads the field a little bit for other guys to get open. And with Goddard back, he's a great blocker. I mean, hopefully the run game shows up a little bit tomorrow. I mean, between Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders and Darren Sproles, they haven't gotten any big runs since week 1. The longest run last week was by Wentz, and it was 18 yards. By the running backs, it was 14 yards by Miles Sanders late in the game. Got to be better on the running side of the ball. Got to be better. The starting receivers for tomorrow are Alshon Jeffrey, obviously, Nelson Aguilar, and Matt Collins. That's the projected wide receivers for tomorrow's game. Greg Ward was also cut by the Eagles. Not a big thing. He was waived. I mean, okay. He didn't make the team to start off. I mean, who really cares about that? I'm worried about tomorrow. I'm worried, anxious. Tomorrow shows where the team is. Mentally and physically. Obviously, physically wise, we're banged up. Obviously, we all know that. No Deshaun, injuries on both sides of the ball. Malik Jackson out for the season. Timmy Jernigan out 4 to 6 weeks. Who knows when Darby's getting back? We still don't have a good, solid cornerback on this team. I mean, hopefully we can hold Davante Adams to less than 200 yards, honestly. Who knows with that? Who knows how that's going to happen? Aaron Rodgers is just so good, and he's going to pick. He could easily pick apart this defense. We got to stay focused, though. The linebackers and the front seven have to get to Aaron Rodgers. We got to get some pressure. Matt Stafford didn't feel anything. Matt Ryan, a little bit of pressure. But when the entire team has 2 sacks, and they're both by one player that isn't even playing tomorrow, that's not good. And Fletcher Cox said the other day he has to get better. He has to get in. He has to do this. He has to do that. Show it. Because we need it. Last week against Detroit, we had Malcolm Jenkins coming off the corner, off the blitz. Every time we did that, it was always a big play for the Lions. Every time. It was like a 20-yard dump pass. It was like a 15-yard pass. All of that cannot happen with Aaron Rodgers. And that's what scares me, because if Matt Stafford can do it, I know Aaron Rodgers can do it. He's arguably the best quarterback in the league right now. Him, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, like, they're guys that will pick apart defenses, and they've done it. Wentz can be a guy like that. He should be a guy like that. And through the first 3 games of the season, he's looked good. His receivers have dropped passes that they should have caught, and that's not his fault if they're on target and they hit their hands. With Aguilar and Arcega-Whiteside, I mean, I've already said my piece about that in a different video, but I'm optimistic about this game tomorrow. It does show a lot of what is going to happen this season. If the Eagles go 1-3 and then play the Jets October 5th at the Link, or if the Eagles are 2-2 playing the Jets October 5th at the Link. Two completely different scenarios right there. 2 completely different ones. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough tomorrow. In Lambeau Field, Thursday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers is the starting quarterback on the other team. Going to be tough. I do like that we are underdogs. I do like that. For some reason, this team just loves to play as underdogs, and if this is a huge if the Eagles do win this game tomorrow, it will be a huge confidence boost, dethroning one of the top 5 teams in the league, 3-0 in Lambeau, Rodgers. If we can beat them, it could change the season around tremendously. If we lose to them, then we got to be better. We got to make some moves. Because if this is on the secondary again tomorrow, Howie better be calling up the Jaguars and throwing them anything that they want. Because we're going to need Jalen Ramsey if none of our receivers or none of our cornerbacks can shut down an opposing receiver. We're going to need Ramsey. Or anybody at that fact. As a matter of fact, we need somebody that's going to cover the number 1 wide receiver on each team. And we have yet to find that this season. Like, comment, subscribe. Go Birds. Game tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football at Lambeau. Let's go Eagles.